It's being described as a war zone. The union representing the workers at Grace Villa Nursing Home here in Hamilton is officially calling on the military for help. Dale Manucdoc is live in studio with the latest developments tonight. Dale.
Nicole, cases at Grace Villa have been rising, with the total now at 132. It's the city's largest outbreak, as 77 residents and now 55 staff members have the virus. The union president says workers at the home have lost faith in the operator, along with the provincial government. SEIU Healthcare says current staffing levels are dangerously low and that the spread continues to grow within the home. Of the 55 staff members, they say one has been hospitalized. In the letter, Charlene Stewart says the situation has been described as a war zone, and the sanitary conditions are so horrific that psychological help was suggested for those staff working on the front line. She goes on to write, "This is not a letter we've ever sent, but we cannot sit back and allow a failed system to continue to put our members and seniors they care for at risk." We spoke with the union president by phone late this afternoon.
As the members are reporting to us that the conditions in there, in their words, are like a war zone. They need the help. This is definitely not our first resort, but our last resort. They desperately need some help in there. We've been calling on the provincial government to send in some management from Health Sciences Center there in Hamilton, and we aren't getting any responses, and the workers continue to call us, desperate for help, and they themselves requested that we reach out to the armed forces to see if they'll come in. The conditions are the same in there as what we heard from the Army's report in the spring, and they're reaching out for help. More announcements every day about numbers rising in there, infection. We have got a worker who's in a hospital or has been hospitalized that we're concerned about. So conditions are getting worse by the hour. We're short environmental service workers in there, so infection prevention control measures are a concern in there as well. When you are down to such short staff, there's priorities that are set in place, and that's obviously always the care of the residents. So we're concerned about the infection prevention control measures, and they're being unfortunately neglected because of a consequence of no staff there to be able to perform those duties.
And according to Hamilton Public Health, an order was issued ensuring that staff from Hamilton Health Sciences would be allowed inside to monitor, investigate, and respond to the outbreak. Within that order issued November 28th, the Associate Medical Officer of Health said they received documentation that the home demonstrated practices that were not in keeping with best practices related to infection prevention and control. The letter to the federal government comes a day after the union sent a letter to Premier Doug Ford asking the province to have the local hospital take control of Grace Villa. There have been at least 12 deaths at Grace Villa since the outbreak was declared on November 25th. We are learning tonight that a woman in her 60s and a man in his 80s died yesterday.